Somebody big just died. A star of stage and screen, Treat Williams is dead at the age of 71. My name is Aldo Gandia, and here to help eulogize him is Mike North. Mike, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing good, Aldo. Good to see you again, as usual. And I got to tell you, there's been some deaths of late that I'd like to mention before we go to our wonderful sponsors. But, we were talking about, we get paid by the death here, ladies and gentlemen. So there's no doubt, just like with nil in college, you can abuse the system, government spending. You can out of control. We're the only ones that basically have an unlimited budget, but don't want to
That's right.
anybody in and endanger our standing with our sponsors. Okay. So I'd like to say this. John Sunkers, you can check him out at John Word Balloon. John Word Balloon.
He's the best.
WORD Balloon. Or is it John World Balloon? I forget. Check it out. John Sunkers. Shaky. He always calls me when somebody dies and he says, well, did Pat Cooper make the list? And I go, not really. He was big on Stern, but didn't make the list. And he was a good comedian. He was in Analysis. Did Dame Edna make the list? Well, she should, because it's big right now. Drag queens. That's what she was, an English drag queen comedian along the Benny Hill type of situation. The Iron Sheik didn't move me. He was 81. He was a villain. Well, I come from the Baron von Raschke days, and he doesn't measure up. He wasn't big enough. He just wasn't. He's not the greatest villain. The Vachon brothers, von Raschke. These men were legends. All right. Pat Robertson. Let's move on. Okay. Just God's going to come down, strike everybody with lightning. Okay?
Yeah, we'll be lucky if we make it through the rest of the show.
I'm just happy to be here. And Glenda Jackson, now, with due respect, the 2-time Academy Award winner, just passed away.
Mm-hmm.
Active in politics and everything else. But you know what? That was a long time ago. She's an older woman. God bless her. Not big enough. If I ask somebody who Glenda Jackson is, somebody under 30, 35, they might say she's the head coach of the Villanova basketball women's team. Okay? But you know who was big enough? Treat Williams. That's who's big enough. And the best thing I could say about Treat Williams is to start this wonderful obituary. Born 1951 in Roarington, Connecticut. Died June 12th in Dorset, Vermont, on a motorcycle. Okay, you're 71. I thought at first when I read it, it was natural causes. Pickup truck or something, didn't see him. Gone. What are you doing on a motorcycle? I don't even get 5 minutes. You know what? I this. Nobody's going to come up with a Honda 350 or a Harley. Go, ready? I mean, that's not going to happen. And that's what happened. And, there's a lot of motorcycle deaths. I know that when you live out that way, you're not in the city. It's a little bit more safe, but he passed away. But this guy, I know he was on True Bloods. I know he was on TV series, Aldo.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't watch a lot of mainstream TV, episodic TV like I used to. I'm more cable guy, sports, movies, TCM. But I know he kept himself busy. But he hit his peak with Prince of the City. With the movie Prince of the City. And it's about police corruption.
Mm-hmm.
And the beautiful thing about this is it's opposite of Serpico, which was with Al Pacino. Al Pacino was the honest cop.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Which is a great movie because he's trying to fight the corruption. Treat Williams was the rat, was the guy that took his whole squad down. The relationships, how they build the movie, where you get to know the whole family. A lot like that movie Heat with De Niro and them.
Pacino,
yeah, but you see them at dinner, all of them. They tell a story about the individual families. Well, that's what they did with Prince of the City. One of the cops had a ranch, they all made money.
Yeah.
They all did a great job, and they all split the take. until this guy went awry and what he had to go through, right?
I have a short clip. I'm sorry, I have a short clip from the trailer. Here it comes.
His name is Detective Danny Cello.
We make cases, there'll be big ones. You'll be the state star witness.
He sees life as we will never see it.
If I decide to do this thing, I will not give up my partners.
He is Prince of the City.
Detective Daniel Cello, Special Investigating Unit, Narcotics Division, Your Honor.
He's gone too far to stop.
Wait a minute, I'm a cop! Come on up! Look at him!
Treat Williams is Prince of the City.
Wow.
Phenomenal movie, phenomenal performance by Treat Williams. And frankly, I mean, he did become a star. There's no doubt about it. But I thought he was going to move into that echelon of the De Niros and Pacinos after that performance. And prior to that, Mike, he got a Golden Globe nomination for his role in the movie musical of the hit stage play Hair, which I never saw, but apparently he was great enough to get a nomination. So after those two movies, I thought, wow, here comes the next De Niro Pacino, but it didn't quite work out like that, although his stardom is undeniable. But he's just not quite in that pantheon, in my opinion.
When I first heard his name, Treat Williams, this is back in the 70s, okay? Mid-70s. He was in Grease. He was Danny Zuko on theater, okay?
That's right.
Now, I watched Grease the other day. It holds up, man. It holds up. It's about Taft High School's class, really. It's written by some Taft High School kids here in Chicago. And Travolta was outstanding. And we started, me and my wife, talking about, you know, Treat Williams would have been good. Okay. And then BB's got to ruin everything and go, well, how about Elvis? I go, yeah, Elvis it would have been even a bigger type of thing, especially in the 60s. I mean, if you ever saw Viva Las Vegas, you saw his dancing, Jailhouse Rock. He could have done it. He was Danny Zuko. The Colonel would have wanted 90% of the profits, and it wouldn't have worked out.
That's right.
And that would have been added to the movie Elvis, and then we would have hated the Colonel even more. But you're right. I thought he was going to be bigger, but the reason he wasn't bigger was exactly because of the two men you brought up. He lost the lead roles to Pacino, who I love, and De Niro, who is sort of like good Bob, bad Bob. Jane Fonda once said, they asked her the question, and this is why I don't put Marlon Brando in the pantheon of great actors. They asked her, they said, what about Marlon Brando? You mean good Marlon Brando or bad Marlon Brando? You're out of the box then. They're basically saying, and Christopher Reeve couldn't stand him. Treat Williams, like you said, lost roles to other guys, just like black actors back in the day lost roles to Sidney Poitier. You know what I mean? There was just too much power up top. But there's no doubt he could act with them. I tried to put did Pacino, do you think Pacino? He could have done it. De Niro could have done Prince of the City, no doubt about it. But that role was a role of the lifetime. And I think between battling the top stars, and there were other top stars between those two, between battle and, you know, just basically taking TV roles tells you all you need to know that he didn't make it to the very top.
He did not. That is correct. But again, you know, it's undeniable he was a great actor. And I'll show you another clip from another fantastic performance.
God, you did some prep. Woo.
I did a little bit of prep today.
I was up 3 a.m. going, I hope we're on. Okay.
This is him in the HBO series about, now I'm forgetting the title. It's the series regarding David Letterman and Jay Leno.
Late Shift.
Late Shift. Thank you.
I
Thank
love
you very
that
much.
movie with Kathy Bates, the guy that played Leno. It was great.
Fantastic. Stuff. And this is a scene where Treat Williams is playing the super agent, Michael Ovitz, and he's trying to woo David Letterman and his manager over to CAA, where Ovitz is the lead agent.
We have worked out a career plan for David, and it includes securing everything for Dave that he wants. Everything. Of course, that means an 11:30 television show. Dave will be offered an 11:30 show, and he will be offered it by every network. The geometry of the deal will be far larger. The The studios will be in, the syndicators, the full range of the entertainment industry. We shall frame a deal that will make you one of the giants.
The
Fantastic.
thing that made that movie was that the characters looked like the guys.
Yeah, exactly. Very true.
Leno looked like the guy that played Leno looked like him. But here's another guy. Treat Williams lost roles to Alec Baldwin because I was just looking at him there, and I saw him up there doing Put the Coffee Down in Glengarry Glen Ross. I could switch Baldwin to what he did with Late Shift and put Treat Williams there. So there was a lot of competition. No question. That movie's one of the best. They don't show it as much as they used to, but there's some great movies, folks, that if you haven't seen them, Prince of the City, 1981. I mean, just outstanding. You got to rent that. You got to watch it. Okay. Once Upon a Time in America.
Oh, one of my favorites.
De Niro, James Woods, Jimmy, we're going to tag you. Twitter. I mean, he played the union boss. And they threaten to burn him, and he throws in with them. Just outstanding. Then you have a lot of movies that are just so-so. It's, he's a working actor. That's what he was.
Right.
And at times you have to take whatever roles are offered you after they've been eaten up. Mulholland Falls. Oh.
One of your favorites, right? Isn't Mulholland Falls one of your favorites?
He plays Colonel Nathan Fitzgerald out to get Nick Nolte and the L.A. Police Department. Out to kill him. My good friend, we'll have to tag you, Chaz Palminteri. We know we'll tag you. You were one of the best. That movie was a good follow-up about the Bronx Tale, the whole ball of wax. He was great in that. I mean, if you go down, he had so many movies. But you know what he also had? He had a ton of movies that I've never seen, but he also had 5 or 6, Aldo, which sets him out there, and that's why he's on this show.
Indeed. And then he started doing a lot of television, and you mentioned one of the shows that he was a recurring actor on, but his greatest TV role, and many people say the role that he will always be remembered for first and foremost, is Everwood, which was a series on same here, Mike. I never saw it. You know why? Because it was a show about such a pleasant lifestyle, such a positive show. I can't have that either, Mike. You and I are so much alike.
2 years ago, I started practicing the pleasant lifestyle. That's it. About 2 years ago, when I really met you, Aldo. That's basically when my life, about 4 years ago.
Same here. Same here. But his performance in Everwood has everyone talking about it. And you know what? I'm probably going to put this on my bucket list to watch at least a few episodes a season or so. It ran for multiple seasons. He won many awards for his performance as the lead. He was a kind person in that role, much like he was in real life, Mike. And I mean, I've searched all the obituaries. There was not a negative word said about Treat Williams. He truly
that's the only negative I have towards the show today. He took a lot out of it by being a good guy, and I can't accept that. He wasn't found behind the wheel of a car, like myself, crashed into a pole. He wasn't really picked up for anything illegal, like myself, like millions of Americans. So no, it's really a breath of fresh air that there's no controversy. I know that's a turnoff to me. If you could put that picture back up,
absolutely.
Yeah, because I'm basically, if you want to know the truth, and I wish he was still with us. But that hair bothers me. I've never had my hair in that type. Look, it makes me uncomfortable. It's so nice. He was just a great, great guy.
Look at his hair. Look at his hair even more recently. That's right.
He's got more hair than the MGM Lion. Are you kidding me? Look at the mane on that thing. Wow. But now he's no longer with us because he wants to drive a motorcycle like he's 30. I'm sorry. I had a mini bike when I was 20, when I was like 16. I said, that's enough of this. You know, you take a little mini bike on Caldwell Avenue sometimes. They don't always see you. Or they do and they sleep. I'll clip them. But that's beside the point. Motorcycles, it's a shame.
Yes, it is.
You know, he leaves 2 children behind, but, you know, He was only 71. I'm 70. I mean, you don't, if you make it that far, you don't want to die a death like that. You know. So I try to take all precautions away, like myself. I don't know about you. You're not at my age yet. I basically lock the door and look out the window. I go, that's it for today. And I go sit and watch TV. Nothing, unless something bad, like a plane goes into the house, there's nothing bad that can go into you. Although I'm worried about that I brought it up. Knock on wood, that don't happen.
You're absolutely right. And I got to tell you, besides him being a nice guy, I know a bunch of other really nice people, and they're over at Cumberland Chapels.
Oh, yeah. And some of them are gone, and you'll be visiting them if you know any of them, because it's the premier funeral home in all of the city of Chicago, Norridge, right there on 8300 West Lawrence. I mean, I don't care where you go, ladies and gentlemen. It's premier. It really is. The Lupos, everybody out there, they do a wonderful job. The experience is as pleasant as it can be when you're grieving. I've witnessed it. I've lived it. I've been there numerous times. We don't have any room for you. That's what used to happen at some funeral homes, mom, pa's, or what have you. Hey, my husband just died. Can we? No, we're booked up. Well, you're not booked up there. They do very well, and for a reason, because their reputation is impeccable. And then, well, you just have a place that I've been to, and it's Pennyville Station. Carmen DeFalco, a lot of people like it out there in Park Ridge, right there on 112 Main Street. Tino Antonacci from Basta Pasta back in the day, my buddy, my pal for 35 years. And his son, I seen him grow up in the business. Nobody runs a better restaurant than Tony Antonacci and that whole crew. Run it like a tight ship, like they run all their stuff. It's just a wonderful place, great food, private rooms, plenty of TVs. If you're single, you got to go check it out. If you're married, you got to check it out. It's a good place to bring your wife. It's also a good place to hang. Maybe meet the future missus or the future girl or a guy of your dreams. Just like a damn great commercial. And I didn't.
That really was, Mike, all off the top of your head, right?
I didn't write one thing about this, but that's what I do. I like to. And by the way, that's the life I've had with my wife. God bless her. Yeah, she made me a steak yesterday, so I'm going to have to take her to Pennyville Station, throw some spaghetti down her throat or something like that. BB's the best, and she's the executive producer here. She sets everything up for me and Aldo. But we have two great sponsors, and we only take the big deaths. And Tino knows the Treat Williams. I know Tino was a Treat Williams as far as the Lupos go. So, I mean, we're talking about a guy that had plenty of work. He was actively still acting. But his last movie was 2021. You start to slow down.
Yeah, well, it's not too long ago, but you're right. He was 71, and but he, by all accounts, was in great shape. I mean, a 71-year-old riding a motorcycle.
Yeah,
you won't find me anywhere near him.
No, and he was a stud. 69 to 2023, he was active. He was his advancing. Nothing but what a job with those clips. Oh, God, man, you're like the Raoul Walsh. Yeah, look him up, folks. Raoul Walsh, the John Fords. Yeah, read something. Go to Wikipedia. I'm just crabby because of Treat Williams, but you know what? Prince of the City. He was also in that show. What's that movie? I'm off the top of my head. What Happens in Vegas. He plays the father of Ashton Kutcher. If you haven't seen that movie with the beautiful, vivacious, unbelievable, stunning Cameron Diaz, okay? And Cameron Diaz is all that. And Ashton Kutcher, check it out. It's a great movie. And Treat Williams plays his father, the overbearing father that isn't, the son's not good enough a furniture maker, and then they come to terms and stuff. It's good.
It's excellent. And just want to say to all of the fans and family and friends of Treat Williams, our condolences. And our condolences really to anyone of you who has lost someone recently. Our thoughts are with you. Our prayers are with you. And Mike, any final words?
Yeah, I mean, Stay off motorcycles, man. I'm telling you. I mean, seriously. I mean, I get nervous in the caddy. So, I mean, that's just the way it is. You know what I mean? And I got plenty of armor around me. So, to treat Williams, though, I just, and it should have been covered better, I think, in the papers.
I agree.
And that's why we're here. So, thanks to Cumberland Chapels, and thanks to Bennyfield Station, and thanks to all you who have been supporting us very, very well.
Thank you and goodbye.